Welcome back to CFN Live. In world news, National Religious Brothers Day is an international event and held annually on May 1st on the Feast of St. Joseph the Worker. Well, joining me in the studio now are two religious Marianist brothers, Brother Michael Gillen, who professed his first vows in 1975, 46 years professed, by the way. Congratulations to that. That's great. And Brother Patrick Cahill, who professed his first vows in 2018. So welcome both of you, and thanks for being here.
Happy Easter.
Yes. Thank you. Same to both of you. So, it's interesting, this Religious Brothers Day, it's kind of bringing some focus on religious life, which I think is a good thing. So many times in vocations, I think we hear about priesthood, and then we hear about religious women, but there is a tremendous amount of support for the Catholic Church from brothers, right?
Absolutely. The religious life is thriving in a very, very unique way in the Church, providing many opportunities throughout the Church and different ministries.
Sure.
Doing very well.
I'm wondering, if you can see the difference, because both of you have entered in, different times, can you see a difference in now versus years and years back? As a priest, I'm a priest 32 years, and I think the guys who are coming into the priesthood now, it's a different priesthood for them in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I imagine that. I think being a younger brother, it's just very inspirational to live with brothers who have lived this life for so long, and it's a wonderful gift that they offer, their service and their witness to us younger brothers. They inspire me each day to be more faithful to our vows of poverty, chastity, obedience, and to serve the Lord and His Mother. I
think there's something beautiful about that, the wisdom that people who have been in a while can share with. But the problem, I think, for me, is that younger guys have to want that, in a sense, and see that wisdom. And I think when that happens naturally, that's the beauty of religious life, I think. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our ages and just our community on Long Island range from mid-80s all the way down to mid-20s. So it's a vast experience levels there. But you learn a lot from the young, as well as the young learns a lot from the older.
It's true.
So these young people they have a grace as well.
Yeah, sure. How about just explaining, in a rudimentary way, what a brother is? Because I think that's an interesting thing, too, that maybe not everybody watching would know.
Our focus as religious brothers in our community is really to work in the apostolate of education and to provide a very faith-based education. Our founder, William Joseph Chaminade, created a mixed composition of priests and brothers. So some of our brothers are ordained, but the majority of our brothers have professed their vows and remain brothers and are teaching in some capacity in the school.
And certainly the tradition here on Long Island has been very, very strong. Your role in education, I mean, there are people all over this country who have been educated by Marianists here on Long Island, huh?
Yeah, ours is a life of prayer and service. Prayer is what we do each day, several times a day. It's the root of our life, but that prayer has to flow out into service. And the way we live out our service to the Lord and to His Mother is through education. And it's a tremendous joy each day to be able to share the fruit of our prayer with our students, with our faculty. And it's just a wonderful gift to be able to serve in schools. I really love it.
What I find particularly interesting, too, is a lot of the vocation work, if you will, of the Marianists is just literally by example. Isn't that amazing? I'm guessing, I'm sorry, but were you a student in a school, one of the Marianist schools? And
yeah, I graduated Chaminade High School in 2011, just a few years after Brother Michael, but it was exactly that. It was the witness of the brothers who were just men of prayer and joy, full of that Easter joy that we talk about. And it was that inspiration, that witness that inspired me to want to serve first as a teacher. And then later, through my teaching, I realized a deeper call that the Lord was offering to me. It was beautiful.
And I guess that's been the story in many ways for the group of Marianists that are here on Long Island, that it's generated itself in a sense because of the example of the generations before, setting for the newer members of the community, huh?
Absolutely. We have our community life is really the nucleus of our schools.
Yeah.
So our prayer life, which is the center of our lives, is certainly then flowing into the school life. And so our students see us in prayer, our students see us in service, our students see our joy, too, every day.
And I think back to, even when I first came to this ministry, Father Philip Eichner, and legendary man, even 15, 20 years ago, when he was quite active still in the life of the schools that the Marianists have. Just legendary person. And I think that's what happens is sort of when it's lived well, it becomes a beaming example for the rest of the world. And that's why it's interesting. I was thinking about this, like celebrating it on St. Joseph the Worker. Kind of an interesting correlation, huh?
Yeah, as Marianists, we have a tremendous devotion, of course, to Our Lady, but who is closer to Our Lady than our Lord and St. Joseph? And so St. Joseph is our model, right? St. Joseph the Worker is the day we celebrate the religious brother identity and vocation, and that's what we're called to be. We're called to imitate St. Joseph in his fidelity to Mary and to his work.
I'd love that. And why don't you talk a little bit about the rhythm of prayer? Because I think in religious life, the rhythm of prayer is more communal than maybe in the priesthood. Because in the priesthood, we're often praying alone, versus, I mean, at St. Agnes Cathedral, where I live, we do pray together for evening prayer, but the rest of the day, we're sort of on our own, in a sense. But for you, it's much more communal, right?
We do. We have communal prayer every single day. We gather together early in the morning for morning prayer, followed by Mass, and then we have our common breakfast together, and then we go off to teach, and then in the evening, we gather again for evening prayer and meditation, and we take that very seriously. Attendance at that, we support one another in that. And then finally, we conclude our day with a night prayer. And someplace in there, we find time to do more meditation.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
We're always trying to use our prayer life as the focal point of our day.
And plus, I mean, the normal joys of living together in community, which really is a joyful thing. I mean, there's a lot of beauty to that too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So we have a lot of fun. We cook our own meals, and we do our own dishes. So all these things are sort of uplifting things outside the classroom. We get a great joy in the classroom, and then when we come back home, we cook together, we clean together, we do all the basic things that are necessary for a common life.
One of the early ideas for our cooking show, Real Food, was from one of the Marianists, one of the priests. Marianist priests suggested it to me a long time back. Stuck in my head. It's a good idea. Loves to cook. So there's some pretty good chefs among the Marianists, right?
We definitely will. It's all part of our common life. We're a family, and I think that's an important thing to remember. Like any family, we are gathered together by what unites us and what's common, and we just prayer and work, and it's just the community life together is what makes it so special. It makes it for us.
Well, thank you for this tremendous contribution you've given, not just to our diocese, but the church at large, because we think of all religious brothers and sisters, but particularly the brothers at this time, and the great gift it's been. I have a religious brother in my own family who has passed. He was a Franciscan, Brother Hugh McGrath. He was principal of St. Francis Prep for many years. And I remember as a little boy always looking to him and saying, what an amazing man. Just to have him in our family it was really like an amazing thing for us. But you have been such a tremendous gift to this diocese and beyond. So thanks so much for this, and happy Religious Brothers Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you could be with us. Thanks so much.
Happy Easter.
Great guys.
Happy Easter.